It is becoming readily apparent that a fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez is no closer to happening, leading Benavidez to post on Instagram, "Why are you afraid to fight me?" And there's no response. But let's talk about it. There's an old saying, when it rains, it pours. Now, this information comes from an article taken from Boxing News 24. Link will be in the description box from Friday, June 16th, 2023, where David Benavidez had taken to Instagram to ask Canelo Alvarez why is he afraid of fighting him. Canelo ignored a recent $50 million offer that was sent by Benavidez's promoter to him. And Benavidez, whose record now currently is 27-0 with 23 KOs, is a former two-time 168-pound WBC super middleweight titleist. But he's looking for the affirmation that comes with winning a championship, to fight a fighter of notoriety and prominence such as Canelo Alvarez for the approval of legacy and placement in the sport of boxing. Benavidez is frustrated at being seemingly avoided by the undisputed 168-pound champ Canelo, and he's likely annoyed at hearing the news of 39-year-old Badou Jack and an inactive Jermall Charlo being considered for the Mexican star's next fight in September, according to Boxing News 24 article. Now, Canelo, whose record currently stands at 59-2 with 2 draws and 39 KOs, has looked quite lackluster in his last several fights. He is looking for the opportunity to face someone that is not such an imminent threat as Benavidez, as so much as that someone that he can look better against. He thought that that would happen against John Ryder, whom nobody thought would beat Canelo, but nobody also expected Canelo to not be able to get rid of Ryder, who showed durable in being a battering ram for Canelo's fists for 12 rounds. He was dropped, he was battered and bloodied, but he went the distance. And Canelo looked like an aging fighter. But this article, produced, like I said, on Friday, June 16th, has been upstaged because a recent article that came out, let's not even call it an article, but a tweet by Badou Jack himself came out, and he stated that he won't be fighting Canelo next. They said that the weight difference is too much, and they wanted to drain the old man. He's calling himself an old man because he's 39. In boxing, that's old. And he says, and fight me 20 pounds under the cruiserweight limit for the title, plus a rehydration clause. Now, the interesting thing about Badou Jack's revelation is, after stating that, he went on to say, Canelo, let's give the fight fans what they want to see and fight David Benavidez. So even Badou Jack is recognizing, as a world champion himself, the significance of Canelo doing the right thing in boxing and face the opposition that he should be facing, not looking to pad his record and legacy against fighters in divisions where if he wins a fight, it can look like he really accomplished something, all the while avoiding the immediate challenges that every champion will face sooner or later, as long as they're active in the sport. Canelo has gotten to the point where he is pretty much a diva and feels that the rules do not apply to him. But a fighter like Benavidez can come up big time with a victory over Canelo because he's 25 years old and in the midst of his prime, or approaching his prime. And Canelo does not want to pass the baton. And the thing about it is, when you stay in the sport of boxing, eventually you may have to pass the baton. Benavidez asked on Instagram, "Why are you afraid of me?" sending the message directly to Canelo Alvarez. And the article goes on to say it's a good idea for Benavidez to forget about Canelo altogether because he chooses his opponents and he doesn't react well to being pressured by fighters trying to share the ring with him. And where do they do that? Because Canelo, who has participated in the sport, and even when he stepped up to face the prominent name in the sport, he lost to a 36-year-old Floyd Mayweather Jr. So he doesn't want anyone to share the ring with him that has an opportunity for victory. We're sorry for Caleb Plant, but Caleb was just not ready at that time for that circumstance. But David Benavidez had a grow-up fight when he faced Caleb Plant, a contemporary, and proved better, proved more durable, proved more determined, and he's growing up himself. I believe that the fact that Canelo is doing what he's doing is disgraceful in the sport of boxing. I've done numerous content talking about this, but people still resist. It's time for the people en masse to get behind fighters like Badou Jack and David Benavidez and apply the type of pressure that the media will not apply to Canelo Alvarez, because it's time for he to shed the silk from those PJs, and get his butt in the ring against some quality fighters who will offer up some competitiveness and it not be about money and bribery and trickery. The trickery is of the boxing public, because I know that other fighters have accepted Canelo's deals and made private negotiated decisions and deals with him to get him to where he is. But it's a new day. And the more that he delays, the greater the problem mounts, because there are a wealth of young fighters coming on as we speak. And each of them can end up, and I once said this about Anthony Joshua when he was the unified champion, not facing the type of fighters he needed to face. I said, as soon as you stave off fighting the men you should, they get better and they become the contenders for all of those belts. This is what we're seeing. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about David Benavidez publicly asking Canelo Alvarez, "Why are you afraid to fight me?" Them's fighting words, aren't they? Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.